All right, I wanted to share with you some tips that I've just recently shared with my team, just to help you put your sales numbers together and to help you bring some things in perspective for your business. When it comes to goal setting, I found these. So these are not my original words. I found them. They were so easy for me to talk to. So the what you're going to see on the screen is a quote that I found, but I'm going to share my perspective with you and how you can use it to build your paparazzi business. So when it comes to goal setting, the first thing you got to do is define it. You got to define what it is that you want. You hear us a lot of times saying, what is your why? You think that's just something that we say. I promise you, when you get a why that makes you cry, or when you get a why that makes you show up every day, it changes the game for you. So make sure you define it. Define the type of life that you want. Define how you want to move forward. Is it that you need additional income? Is it that you need a tax break? Is it that you need time freedom? Define what your life would look like. And so you got to first define it. After you define it, then you got to give yourself permission to desire it. It's okay for you to want it. It's okay for you to want more out of life. It's okay for you to not settle for status quo. You got to want it. Then after you want it, you got to believe it. You got to believe that you can hit the goals. You got to believe that you can sell the inventory. You got to believe that the customers are going to connect with you. You got to believe that you're able to lead your team. You got to define it. You got to want it. You got to believe it. Then write it down. There was a young lady who did she did a vision board for her paparazzi business and how she wanted to buy a new house and what she wanted and all of those things. And she talked about how it was almost 2 years later, she had it pinned up on her door. So she saw it every day when she walked out the door. She passed by it every day when she came in the house. And it was amazing. She said when she looked at that board, she didn't realize how much of the things that she had written out, she was now living in, she's now experiencing. Because when you write it down, your subconscious will begin to make course corrections. So define what it is that you want out of your business, what it is you want out of your life, and how you want this business to help you. Give yourself permission to desire it. It's okay for you to want it if nobody else in your family has ever obtained it. Believe that it's going to happen for you. You're going to make the sales. You're going to be able to hit your goals. Write it down so that it becomes real, and then split it up. You don't have to do it all at one time. If you know what your annual goal is, divide it by 12. That's your monthly goal. Or divide it by 52. That's your weekly goal. You can split it up by the day. I had one team member say, well, I only work 5 days a week, and she takes Saturday and Sunday off. She takes 2 days a week off, although she may be posting and things like that. In those 5 days, she knows what her sales goals are for the day. She has her posts. She used her time those days to schedule. I was listening to financial training by Grant Cardone, Mr. 10X, and he was talking about if you work 40 hours a week on somebody else's job, give your business at least 7 hours a week. So even if you only have 7 hours a week, split it up. Split up your weekly goal into those 7 hours so that you can break it down and it doesn't seem so overwhelming. Then review it. So what if it didn't work out this week? It's no big deal. All you got to do is tweak it and try it again next week until you find the right formula. Then schedule it. Those 7 hours, set a time block and be very consistent. Y'all listen. When it comes to new releases, the whole world stops at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't care where I am. If I'm driving in traffic, I'm pulling over on the side of the road, and y'all have some of the same disciplines when it comes to ordering inventory. But I want you to create that exact same discipline when it comes to selling your jewelry. If it's on your schedule and somebody invites you out to do something, and it's not an emergency, I'm busy. If they say, well, can I take you to dinner? This is the time you usually do your live. So, well, I'm not available tonight, but what about tomorrow? Offer another option so that you can still have the life that you have, but don't cheat on your business. You deserve it. So after you've defined it, you're giving yourself permission to desire it. You believe that you can hit these goals. Write it down, split it up, review it on a regular basis, make the necessary adjustments, schedule it, and then do it. Like some of you love meetings, you love trainings, and y'all, we are fat with information, like we are so full. The only thing that's left is implementation. Put all these skills into practice. That's why do it is there. It doesn't make sense to write it down and have a schedule. And then as soon as it rains outside, oh, well, I can't do it today because it's raining. You got a headache. Oh, I can't do it today because I got a headache. The dog is barking. Oh, the dog is barking. So I can't do it today. No, it's on my schedule. I am going to do it because I said I would. Now let's look at a couple of examples. I'm going to give you a couple of examples right here. So here is a couple of examples. Here are a couple of examples. Here is one. Let me move this image out the way so y'all can see everything. So a couple of examples. Okay, you join the business. Maybe you need $200 a month to pay the light bill. If your light bill on $200 a month, that deserves a hand clap right there. I remember when my kids were home, our light bill was way higher than that. But maybe you need $200 a month to pay a bill. All you have to do is take the 200 times 45%. That's 90 pieces sold this month. 90 pieces sold this month. That's not bad. You just take the 90 pieces and divide it by the 4 weeks. And so you see how many pieces you need to sell each week. Make it make sense for you. Break it down into workable pieces. Now let's look at the rest of these numbers. 90 pieces times $5, because that's what we sell the standard pieces for, is $450. You make a 45% profit. So 45% of $450 is $202.50. That's what you use to go pay the bill. Use the other $247.50 to replace the 90 pieces that you sold. Every time you sell a piece, buy a piece. So you just do the math. 90 times 2.75, we pay $2.75 for each piece. It's going to be $247.50. The only thing you got to pay is taxes, shipping. So this is how you do it. Let me give you one other example here. Maybe you need $550. Now I put rent here, but I know this is very, very low. 15 years ago when we were renting, this was high. It's not high now, but I'm just using it as an example. Say you need $550 a month that you want to bring into the house. Maybe it's the gap that you are trying to fill. 550 times 45% is 248 pieces that you need to sell this month. You use the same formula, y'all. You take the 248, you break it up into weekly so you know what you need to do weekly. A lot of people say, well, how long do I need to go live? You need to go live until you hit your goal. This is why it's important to have those weekly goals in place. You're not going live just to be going live. 10 and 10 ain't going to get it. With this, you got to go live longer. You got to engage your audience longer. You have to have your engagement posts. You have to show up on a regular basis for your business. That's why it's important for you to schedule it. 248 pieces times $5 is $1,240. That's the gross that you've made all week. 45% of that is $558. That's the amount that you keep in your house to pay the bill. The other 55%, $682, is what you're going to take to replace the 248 pieces that you sold. So a lot of times what happened is you're going to sell the 248 pieces. I made $1,240 this month. All right, I'm finna pay everything and we good. And then next month you got no jewelry and your business is closed. And so what you have to do is make sure every time you sell a piece, you buy a piece. You can keep the 45% if you need to, but reinvest into your business. This will get you Life of the Party Bronze. Life of the Party Bronze is about 417 PV per month, which is about 209, 208 pieces of jewelry a month. We don't buy Life of the Party ranks, but if your sales goals are consistent, Life of the Party becomes the reward, okay? Life of the Party is a reward, is not the goal. So make sure you get it right with your sales goals. And then this is the last slide I'm going to show with you on this one about setting up your sales. When you have your monthly sales goal and you break them down weekly, this is just a few things here. This is not even all the ways that you can sell. But break it down weekly and have 2 to 3 income producing activities every single week. Going live on social media is one income producing activity. That is not the highest one for me, but it is for some people. You have vending events. Vending events will help you hit those weekly goals. Having hostesses, whether you have it at-home parties, virtual parties, Zoom parties, messenger parties, no matter what kind of party it is, having hostesses is one of your income-producing activities that you can put in place for you to hit these sales goals. Basket parties is another favorable way. Just checking your group pages. I know there's information in there on basket parties and causes and special events. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month this month. I'm doing this video in the month of October. I did breast cancer awareness bags where people could send out bags to breast cancer survivors, just a way of saying thank you. You got causes, you got special events, you have the holidays that are coming up. When you purchase jewelry, you're thinking 3-6 months in advance. So set your monthly sales goals, break it down weekly, have 2 to 3 income producing activities every single week. That includes your wall drops. And then whatever doesn't work, you tweak it. And then you try it again next week until you find the combination that works good for you. I don't want you, when it comes to your business, I don't want you just buying. I want you to have a real business, and a real business, a real retail business is where you buy inventory and you sell inventory. We buy inventory, we sell inventory. And this company is amazing. They celebrate us at every rank and all of those things. But the best way to build your team is to sell your jewelry. So show up, have sales goals in place, write them down, give yourself permission to want it, break it up into workable pieces, and be successful. You got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, I can sell this jewelry. I will attract the right customers to me. I will build a healthy team. You got to get your affirmations in place. You got to get your mind right. You got to get your system in place and make this business work for you. I hope this is helpful for you. If it is, make sure you leave it in the comments. Have a great day.